I think it's time for a new definition of leadership. We deserve a definition of leadership that strikes at the core virtue of what it means to lead others. Within leadership research literature, the definitions of leadership vary. However, most include the concept of influence. One of the famed leadership experts introduced a definition of leadership in the early 90s that asserted that leadership can be distilled down to fundamentally being about influence. 30 plus years later, with the proliferation of telecommunications, the internet, and social media, the term influencer has taken on a whole new meaning. Now, influence has a bright side, but it also has a dark side. Influence turns to the dark side when it is not balanced by what I believe is the core aspirational virtue of leadership. What many authors, researchers, and academicians don't mention enough in their definitions of leadership is responsibility. Too often, people who are influential are not held to account for being irresponsible. I believe the core aspirational virtue of leadership is responsibility. Leaders must be responsible because leadership is fundamentally other-centered. We lead others and should do so in a responsible way that protects and promotes human flourishing. So here's my definition of leadership. Leadership is a responsibility to protect and promote the flourishing of others. Responsibility empowers you to influence. But influence does not always lead to assuming responsibility. So let me ask you a question. How do you define leadership?